Chastity was as deep ingrained in them as party loyalty. By careful early conditioning, by games in cold water, by the rubbish that was dined into them at school and in the spies and the youth league, by lectures, parades, songs, slogans, and martial music, the natural feeling had been driven out of them. Orwell 56. Love and affection, necessary aspects of life, are stripped from everyday life by the government. Intellectual restraints set upon the people of Oceania by the government, Big Brother, and the doing away of free will brought true evil out of Winston towards the end of the novel. The restraints in the forms of parades, songs, lectures, etc. were preached religiously and enforced to extremes. These restraints elevated the government over the people in society, creating an atmosphere of oppression and fear. True evil lies in these restraints set upon by the government because of the inhumane and hostile nature of their conditions and the swift cruelty that was used to enforce these rules. There was that in his eyes and in his bearing which made me remember that I was prisoner, and that if I wished it, I could have no choice. The Count saw his victory in my vow, and his mastery in the trouble of my face. Stoker 15. The doing away of free will is seen here again, and this restraint on Harker precisely resonates evil. Dracula's intimidating demeanor set a subtle yet aggressive outlook on who was running things between them two. The physical and somewhat psychological restraint set on Jonathan Harker by Dracula clearly conveys Dracula's evil intentions for the future. Religious or ritual cannibalism is different from survival and dietary cannibalism in that it has a ceremonial purpose rather than one of nourishment. Sometimes only a single victim is sacrificed in a ritual, while other times many are sacrificed. No-go 2. The act of sacrificing human beings for cannibalistic reasons backed by religion underlie pure evil. Religion has become the restraint because of how it supports and preaches the inhumane and unjust activity of cannibalism. This further drives evil action to occur, making the restraint particularly unfathomable. The smoke in the photo symbolizes the rituals and the ashes/burning of humans. Ah, well a day, what evil looks had I from old and young. Instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung. Coleridge 2. The physical restraint set on the mariner reflects the evil action he took on the albatross. The restraint served as a constant reminder of how he had wrongly imposed his will on the bird. Like Jesus on the cross, the mariner was being made an example of. The dark photo symbolizes the very dark action of the mariner, which is reinforced by the shadowy image of the cross. Alive, Miss Emily had been a tradition, a duty, and a care, a sort of hereditary obligation upon the town. Faulkner 1. Miss Emily negatively restrains the town, becoming a burden and a sore subject year after year. The town looks down upon her, takes pity on her, and gossips about her almost religiously. Miss Emily's negative restraint brings the worst out of the people of the society, leading them to think ill of her. This neglect further spurs the evil actions she takes in this story. Although the villagers had forgotten the ritual and lost the original black box, they still remembered to use stones. Jackson 76. The tradition of the lottery, which is pointless, is the restraint. The small town knows nothing but the gathering, and they feel as if it is essential for their quality of life. The tradition, taking place over the years, has driven the society to take a liking in savagery. The tradition has truly brought evil out of the society because of their acceptance of the practice and the theoretical relationship the town has between the tradition and surviving. The best way to deal with vampires, of course, is to prevent them from coming back in the first place. This is often accomplished by staking suspected vampires in their graves to physically pin the vampire to the earth. Radford 3. The rituals practiced by Europeans to rid society of vampires desecrated many graves during those times. Mutilated bodies filled with garlic were common occurrences. Individuals blinded by vampire folklore took action on the dead and sometimes living in an attempt to eliminate vampires everywhere. The dark photo symbolizes death and the wrathful action society would take on suspecting vampires.